The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's host, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it'll be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in On the Spot with David Rodgers. My name is David Rodgers. I am your host here each and every Tuesday and Saturday night. Again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers, alongside Mitchell Gunner and Byron Bagwell. Great to have you along. Say hello, boys.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, everyone.
All right. Tonight's show is sponsored by On My Way. Get paid cash for every mile you and your friends drive without texting or using your phone. You get paid 5 cents cash for every mile you drive and don't text. Check out the On the Spot link on our Facebook page, On My Way, the app that saves lives. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the week. And I'm going to ask Mr. Michael Hunter. What's his name?
Hunter? Heater Hunter?
Not Hunter. Heater?
Heater Hunter.
Heater Hunter. I'm going to ask
Dragon
Mr. Michael Heater to, you know what? Lead us in a prayer.
Lord and Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together once again amongst our friends and fellow patriots to bring this show to everyone and the public. We appreciate the opportunity to be able to spend time together, and we thank you for the blessings you bestow upon us as individuals and upon our great nation. We thank you for the leadership that we've had previously, and we pray for those in leadership positions now that you provide them the grace and the knowledge to move forward for what's best for all Americans. We thank you for the bravest firefighting force in the nation, our nation's firefighters and first responders, and we bless them and ask for your blessings upon all first responders of law enforcement, as well as the military, the United States Marines, the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, and the Coast Guard, among the strongest and the best military forces in this world. We ask for your protection and for blessings for everyone that watches the show and for all of Americans, and we ask for your blessings and support as we move through the show tonight. We thank you for everything that happens, and we know that all of this is in your hands. We ask for a good show tonight, and for all things we pray in your Son's name. And the congregation says,
Amen. Amen. All right. John, let us stand, and I'm going to lead us in the pledge tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in On the Spot with David Rodgers. Got a full house here with you tonight. To my left, you got Mr. Byron Bagwell. Out of the screen, you've got Austin Stevens. In the back there, you've got Mr. Dave Holland. And over here to my right, you just heard him say the prayer. Hey, that's Mr. Michael Heater, the Dragon Slayer. And, of course, Mr. Mitchell Gunner, the local guru's with us. Say hello, gentlemen.
good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening, infidels.
All right. Well, great show tonight, guys. Got a lot to talk about here. And I tell you what we'll do. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere because the 360 starts right now. This is the 360, your news and weather update. It's 360 degrees and 360 seconds. Brought to you by Southern Gem Photo Booth. Call 904-263-6079 and let Megan not only bring fun to your event, she can make it picture perfect. We begin in Clay County, where a man and a woman from Middleburg have been taken into custody in connection to the riots at the U.S. Capitol that happened January the 6th. Rachel Lynn Pert, 40, and Dana Jo Wynn, 45, have surrendered and are in the custody of the Middle District of Florida, according to a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office. Columbia County Sheriff's deputies say 76-year-old Timothy Duncan has been found after being missing for over 24 hours. Mr. Duncan was last seen leaving his residence on foot near the 11,000 block of Lake Jeffrey Road at approximately 4 p.m. yesterday. The International Underwater Cave Rescue and Recovery, IUCCRR, team has recovered the body of a missing diver from a spring in Gilchrist County. The Gilchrist County Sheriff's Office first learned of the missing diver who lived in California on Thursday, January the 21st. A former University of Florida football player has been arrested for his role in a fight outside of Fat Daddy's on West University Avenue. Luke Ankrum, which we all know, 23, got into an argument with the bouncers outside after he failed to pay the $5 entry fee early Saturday morning. Ankrum is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, 2 counts of battery, and property damage. He remains in custody with a $130,000 bond, Mitchell. You being a Gator fan, that's probably the end of his career.
You better believe it. And hey, you do the crime.
You do the time. Down to Marion County, where a 21-year-old Citra man was arrested after he allegedly beat up an elderly man and stole 2 bottles of liquor off his kitchen table, and then later used one of the bottles to break a window at another house. Reginald Leonard Baker came into a home on Northwest 48th Avenue in Reddick, and after punching the elderly homeowner in the face several times, stole $40 worth of liquor and then just left. Baker was charged with aggravated battery on a person 65 years of age or older and criminal mischief with property damage of less than $200. He was released on a $2,500 bond and is due in court next month. Wow. Also in Marion County, a 34-year-old Ocala man was arrested after an argument escalated to the point where a woman pepper sprayed him during a domestic altercation. Michael Rosman was charged with simple domestic assault and threat to do violence. He was taken to the Marion County Jail where he was released on his own recognizance. And finally, both Putnam and Clay County law enforcement is warning people to be wary of scammers calling to say they have missed jury duty and will be arrested unless they pay that fee. Wow.
Will not happen. Sorry, guys.
The scammer's reading docket and case numbers, but these are not accurate. Anyone receiving these calls should contact local law enforcement. Now, here is your weather update.
This weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you.
All right. All right, Austin, welcome in.
Evening.
Hey, you ready to give that great weather report?
Oh, yes, I do have a good one, including some snow for the Show Pony Express of the North Pole.
No, you don't have any for me.
Yes, I do. 18 inches of nice, good, fluffy snow for you. Across the United States, we have more of a snowy pattern for the north, including a polar vortex that has decreased in intensity, dropping minus 5-degree weather across the Canada border. Now out towards the Midwest, we have more snow for the Sierra Nevada mountains and across the western terrain of the California mountains. Now back down towards the south, we have a little bit of snow lingering through the next 48 hours. It will move up through the northeast with it exiting out Canada and New England. Now to our local area, we have cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures in the lower 70s will fall to around 60 degrees overnight, then rise to the mid-70s tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, then fall to the mid-40s, rise to the mid and upper 50s through Friday, and warm back up with nighttime lows above freezing, but as cold as 33 across the region. Back to you, David.
Well, thank you, Austin, for that great weather report. Austin's Weather Service. Hey, right there in Keystone, tell them how they can get a weather report real quick, Austin.
You can go to www.facebook.com/Austin's Weather Service. Once again, that's www.facebook.com/Austin's Weather Service. No snow.
All right, thank you, Austin, for that great weather report. Time for a little trivia sponsored by the Downtown Grill. Each Tuesday, we will give you a clue to one of the Thursday night trivia questions at the Downtown Grill that will come up on Thursdays. Come join the On the Spot team Thursday nights at 7 p.m. for a chance to win gift certificates from the Downtown Grill. Here's your Thursday night trivia question. Ready? What automobile rolled off the assembly line 40 years ago this week? That is your trivia question. What automobile rolled off the assembly line 40 years ago this week? Give you a second or so to look at it right here. What do you think, Mr. Bagwell?
I'll
Pass?
I'm going to pass because I'm going to go answer it Thursday night.
All right. All right. Well, let's save it for Thursday night
Hey,
then. How
those
about that?
$20 gift certificates are good.
Yeah, I should give the answer. Maybe somebody will come, but I'm not. And now it's time for your favorite segment that brings back a little history, brought to you by our Eagle great media partners, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, and the Bradford County Telegraph, John Miller, John Ryan, Elizabeth Tillman, Mark Crawford, and of course the sports guru himself, Cliff Smelly. Here's what's the date? These are the headlines from the Bradford County Telegraph, during the third week of January in what year? Building plan for new library in place. Bradford County officials seeks manager. Bradford County will seek new emergency management head. And Road Department Lime Rock use raises questions. Was that January of 2004, January of 2005, and January of 2006? Again, building plan for new library in place. Bradford County officially seeks manager. Bradford County will seek new emergency management head. And Road Department Lime Rock use raises questions. Is that January of 2004, January of 2005, or January of 2006? Let me give you a little hint. Bradford County Commissioners approved a building plan after hiring an architect for the new public library, expected to be 4 times larger than the current library building. After several years of having a vacant position, the Board of County Commissioners decided to advertise and hire a new county manager following a vote to approve the move. Bradford County Commissioners decided to seek a new emergency management director rather than leaving it under the control of the Emergency Medical Services Department. The growth of ambulance service was too much for one person, EMS Director Nelson Green, to properly manage both. And here's the last one. At a January 20th meeting, County Commissioner John Wayne Hersey questioned the use of tons of Lime Rock reserves purchased at the end of the previous year. Several projects were completed without Commissioner knowledge.
Not good.
No. Building plan for new library in place. Bradford County officially seeks manager. Bradford County will seek new emergency management head. Road Department Lime Rock use raises questions. Was that January 2004, January 2005, or January of 2006? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers, for On the Spot. Hey, show's been running almost 3 years, gentlemen. How about that? Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
We're into our 3rd year here, and I tell you what, it's gotten nothing but better and bigger. And look at the graphics. Look where we've come in that time span. And I hope you're enjoying those graphics, ladies and gentlemen, and everything that we're doing to help upgrade the show. This is your show, guys. We are just the rudder. The rudder.
That's right.
That steers the vessel.
Yes.
That's all we are, Byron. That is all we are. This show is about our viewers. It's not about us.
No.
No, it never is. It's about our viewers.
No.
Hey, again, welcome in Byron Bagwell. Welcome in Austin Stevens, the weather guru out of Keystone Heights, Florida. Back producing the show, bringing you all those graphics, is Super Dave Holland, owner of Harry Business.
Thank you very much.
And to my right, said our prayer, usually fills in on some weather, does a little bit of everything. Our director, Michael the Dragon Slayer Eater. Say hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Okay, very good. And, of course, to my right, our local guru, the guy that knows it all. Within Florida, really.
Right.
You're starting to get information out of there, is Mitchell.
And we got some good
The
stuff
Machine Gunter. All right, let's welcome in some people. Raymond No says stupid people win stupid prizes.
Huh?
No, I agree. I know where he's going with that.
Did he really
Yep,
say that?
yep. Lydia Morris, hey, how are you? Shirley Bagwell's on. Hello, Shirley. By the way, we are going to show that cake. I promise you, we'll show that cake. Even have to bring it in on one of the segments.
That's fine.
Yeah,
We can do that.
So thank you for that cake and what you do for us all the time. Tammy Testone, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey! Noah Gibson's on. Lydia Morris says, looking like rain tomorrow. Is that true, Austin?
Yes.
All right. Well, Lydia's right all over it. Dorothy Starling, good evening to you.
Go ahead. You know you want to.
It's gonna rain.
There you go.
Yeah, he did. Noah Gibson, maybe a nice summer after all. Mary Rainbow, we were supposed to get some snow in Tennessee as low as 26. Stay up there. Don't bring that here. But we love you.
I say-
Dwight Allen says a DeLorean. Interesting answer. Shirley Bagwell said the Thunderbird. Noah says the DeLorean. Archie says the Mustang. And Mark Udy's on. Dorothy says the DeLorean. Will Smith says 2006. All right, yeah, you got him? Okay. All right. Archie Waters says 2006. Yep. Let's see. Dwight Allen says 2006. Mark Udy says 2006. Mary Rainbow says the DeLorean. I wonder if that's the correct answer. We'll have to tease that for a little while. Don Stevens says 2006. Shirley Bagwell says 2006. Wow, a lot of 2006s. Mary says 2006. Raymond No says 2006. Tammy Testone says the Mustang. Roy Jackson says 229. Oh, 2005, Roy says.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what? Tammy Testone says 2004. Randy Brooks says 05. Roy Jackson says 05. Dorothy Starling, I want to thank you very much for that comment. We're trying to do our best, bringing a little professionalism to you, but we're still having fun with the show. Still want to interact with all you guys. Just giving a little different look is all, but thank you for that comment. Dwight Allen says, day one member.
Yep.
Yep. And Raymond No says, cake, for about 14,000 question marks. Marie, how are you? Shirley Bagwell says, it's butter pecan. Yes, it
That's what
is.
it is.
Dwight Allen. Oh, boy. All right, Dwight. I'm going to bring the snow to you, David Rodgers. No, you're not. You can keep that up there.
Bring it to him.
Let's keep the snow up there. If you
Yeah.
want to come see snow, we'll come up
We'll
there.
come up there. Yeah.
I drive all the time on the roads. I do not want it snowing in
Dude.
Florida.
And I go almost 50 miles one way. Marie says 2006.
Hey, Austin,
Oh, Lydia says 2006.
what does the weather look
Oh,
like
no,
Saturday?
505, she says.
Sunny. 65.
That's great weather.
Yeah, Lydia says 05, by the
Light
way.
'em
All
up.
right, what do you say? Real quick.
06.
06. What do you say, Austin?
I'm going with my majority of 06.
David?
I am going with 06.
All right, Michael? Mitchell?
06.
And you want to know the reason why?
You know what? I'm going 06 too.
Know the reason why?
Why?
Because you don't argue with a librarian when the library opens.
That's true. And I know there was one on here. I'm going 06
Just saying.
too. All right, let's go back. Let's see. All right. Building plan for new library in place. Bradford County officials seeks manager. Bradford County will seek new emergency management head, and road department Lime Rock use raises questions. Was that January 2004, January 2005, January of 2006? All our answers are in.
If I may.
Wait a minute. Oh, she just. Yes, Sharon. Go back real quick. I'll do it real quick one time. All right, right here. Building plan for new library in place. Bradford County officially seeks manager. Bradford County will seek new emergency management head, and road department Lime Rock use raises questions. Was that January 2004, January 2005, and January of 2006? Come on in, Michael, and say what you want.
I just want to say one thing. Because are we closing it out now? We're good?
Almost, yep. Well, we're good. Yep. Sharon, I think, wants to get hers in.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Yep. All right. So, she says, trying to start a Byron Bagwell fan club, Will Smith says. There you go. Would that be the Man Bun Fan Club? All right. Thank you for last show. I got my COVID-19 vaccine, she says. Marie. Can you repeat the question we just did? That's the model, Sharon Petterprint. Don Stevens. Snow in Florida with Florida drivers spells trouble. Petterprint. Edward said 06.
Okay.
They can't drive on a good day. Oh,
You're absolutely right, brother.
I remember what happened in '89 when it snowed. Absolutely right, Archie. And Will Smith laughed about the man bun thing. All right, I guess we're in.
Okay. And I'm gonna say that the way the headline was written.
Yep. Oh.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, well, we got to get a drum roll.
The secret here was was where it says building plan.
Oh.
It is.
January of 2005.
Yes, it is. The library did open in 06.
I forgot the plan. I misread that too.
In
Oh, Miss
2005.
Shirley. Oh, my goodness.
She's going to get you, Michael Heater.
She's going to get you on the technicality, Mike.
Talk to the printer. Talk to the printer. That's the headlines from January of 2005.
Wow.
What is all this shenanigans going on? It's like he's up in Washington, D.C. or something.
Almost. So who got it right?
Well, Roy Jackson.
Hey, congratulations, Roy.
Randy got, Marie got it.
Yep.
And then I got Starling. I was in a hurry writing that down. We only
Yep.
had.
Well, you actually had 4. Ed Conklin just tuned in.
Ed Conklin. Okay, there you go. Ed Conklin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Archie says, Man Bun Bagwell.
I like it.
Sharon
Okay,
Petterprint, I like
I
it
will
too.
never, ever put my hair up in a ponytail again and come on this show.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to keep
Especially
going.
if we get pictures like we had for the graphics for the man bun.
Oh, speaking of that, Dave, can you put up that graphic again just real quick? So anyway, Ed Conklin said, Lydia Morris said, yep, she got it right.
She did. Yeah, we got her on.
Shirley Bagwell says, Michael, tricky.
Hey, like I said, this was really good because there was a lot of changes that happened during this particular commission meeting with the decision to make 2 significant hires for the coming year in 2005, which led to the people that were there that were ultimately chosen served for a number of years and more, and just recently retired in the last few years.
Right. Lydia, I didn't forget you. You're in.
Yep.
2005. Minions come later, but I was close. Close don't get you anything except blowed up by dynamite. Ooh. Yeah. Sorry, Noah. But hey, it's okay. Minions can come later. Comments are lagging tonight. She said, yeah, just a little bit. Not much. Just a tad. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, she wants her hair? Yeah. The model wants your hair, Byron.
What can I say?
Hey, Byron, just
yeah.
look at it this way. If Joe Biden had your hair, he would put it up in a man bun, too.
Yes, he would. Dave, do you happen to have a picture of a man bun? Do you do? Well, all right, he's looking for it.
Okay, wait.
Now, I'm going to show you how much you
You
look
used
like
my
this
name
guy.
in that person. All
right. Anyway, that answer was January 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're liking the new format.
Golly.
And we'll be right back. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Got a little something for you. Look over to the right of the screen. There is Byron Bagwell 26 and a half years ago with a man bun.
Byron Bagwell has never been in that pose, by the way.
Look at his
There is
look.
no
Wait a minute now. Hang on.
plausible deniability about that.
No
Byron has
plausible-
never been in that pose.
But this is shenanigans.
Never.
This is skullduggery.
Skullduggery. Yeah, that's what that is. That's past shenanigans. That may even be
All right.
pusillanimous.
Hope you're liking the new format, and we'll be right back after this message.
Harry Business, Deerfoot Village, 301 South in Stark, Florida, home of the $10 haircut. Take the time to visit Dave Holland and his crew to get the best perms, colors, flat tops, and the haircut that suits you best. Give them a call, 904-964-3338, or stop by and visit them Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Again, $10 haircuts, men, women, and children. Harry Business, Deerfoot Plaza in Stark, Florida. And now, here is the chat. Community happenings and topics with our own local voice on current events, Mr. Mitchell Gunter.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to kick everything off with some upcoming events around our area. On this Saturday, January the 30th at Gainesville Raceway, we'll kick off our second race of the Summit ET Series. Go ahead and let you know the gates will open up at 9 a.m. And spectators is $15. Now, if you have a child that's 12 and under, guess what? They get in free. Now, on Sunday, January the 31st, is the Import Face-Off. This will be taking place also at Gainesville Raceway. Gates will open at 9 a.m. Tickets for this event is $25 for people who want to just kind of spectate. Now, if you want to enter into drag racing or the test and tune or the car show, it's going to be $35 for each of those. Our next county commissioner meeting will take place on February the 1st, starting at 9 a.m. Next City of Stark Commissioner meeting will be on February the 2nd, starting at 5:30. The reason why at 5:30 instead of 6:30 is because they have been getting their agendas quite longer than usual, and so they want to allow the time so they don't run real late until the night. Next Bradford County School Board meeting will take place on February the 18th at 6 p.m. Now, they will have a workshop before that, starting at 5:30. Also in the near future, on March the 9th, will be the opening night for the Bradford County Fair. Remember, the doors will open at 5 p.m. To let you in. On March the 14th, actually March the 11th through the 14th, will be your 52nd Gator Nationals that will be hosted at Gainesville Raceway. And you might want to go ahead and start thinking about buying your tickets, because I tell you what, it's going to be a limited crowd and they will sell out fast. Now, on March the 27th through the 28th will be the 23rd Annual Strawberry Festival in downtown Stark. Now, with this event, new things are coming in every day. We are also going to have a car show this year. With that car show, the monies that is generated from the entry fees will go to community and schools and to Education Foundation. So really great organizations for the money to go. In the city of Stark, this past Thursday, the city of Stark recognized the FMPA Financial Chief Officer Linda Howard. The staff was helping with the regrouping of moving the lines and everything for the road construction on State Road 100 and State Road 200. So they presented an award because she was able to find $1.8 million to come back into the city. And what it was that our city government have funded the projects with their own money. And so this has helped out a lot with them getting their money back. Crews have started paving the ramps on the new SR 100 overpass as well as the roundabouts and the new construction. So please, people, beware. We got a lot of people working out there. Also, Michael, I would like to mention that there's a lot of construction going on 21 at this time, and I tell you, it's going to be a great road after they get that project finished. So if you're driving on 21, please use caution because they're paving. And I tell you, with them elevating the road, I don't think we'll have any issues with water covering the road, causing you to hydroplane. So keep out for looking for those folks. The Bradford County Health Department officials have reported that all vaccination appointments are booked for January the 29th. And not only just for Bradford County, but also for Union County as well. They would like you to continue calling and finding out information of upcoming appointments that you can make. I'm going to step over into the COVID update for the state of Florida. As of right now, we're at 1,763,104 cases. The deaths so far for the state of Florida is at 26,080. Totally vaccinated at this point in time, 175,841. And I tell you what, what a great job Ron DeSantis is doing as our governor to make sure that these vaccines are given out to our elderly, and also opening up other places like you can get it at Publix to keep the flow going to get everyone vaccinated. New cases in Florida today reached 9,594. New deaths today topped 231. And first-time vaccinated today, 31,270. State pediatric cases are up to 176,038. And still, only 9 deaths in pediatrics. Now, cases K through 12 in school, as of today, 48,817. Now, they are seeing some spikes over in Alachua County in their schools, and also over in Marion County. And with this going on in Marion County, they're actually having to be creative because they've had a lot of deaths over there of how they're working the funeral arrangements for these people. I'm going to go ahead and step into the counties now. Alachua County has a total of 20,314, 129 new cases today, 173 deaths, and 12 deaths this week. Baker County's at 2,975 with 15 new cases, 47 deaths, and 6 new deaths this week. Bradford County's at 2,634 with 10 new cases today, 37 deaths, and 8 deaths this week. Clay County's at 15,147 with 93 new cases today, with a total of 241 deaths, and 19 of those deaths this week. Columbia County's at 7,196 with 24 new cases today, with 138 deaths and 6 deaths this week. Duval County's at 81,271 with 314 new cases today, with a total of 937 deaths, and they had 35 more deaths this week. Leon County's at 25,940 cases, 273 new cases today, a total of 243 deaths, and 15 new deaths this week. Marion County is starting to see a little bit of a surge, as I was talking about. They're at 24,162 cases, with 190 new cases today, with a total of 573 deaths, with 17 new deaths this week. Putnam County is at 5,341 cases, 40 new cases today, a total of 97 deaths, and 5 new deaths this week. St. Johns County is at 18,288, which is quite an increase as of last week. They have 122 new cases today. They're at 157 deaths and 17 deaths this week. Union County is at 1,660 with 1 new case, 70 deaths, and no more deaths this week. So, and another thing that I want to talk about our state government is Ron DeSantis stepping in and bringing our National Guard troops back from Washington, D.C. after they were housed in a parking garage. I mean, very unsuitable conditions. You would think they would be able to coordinate up in Washington, D.C. and put those men and women in motels or any other type of place where they could get rest between their shifts. And I tell you what, he said it best when he said, hey, these are not Nancy Pelosi's servants. These are men and women of our military. And I tell you, another thing that he said that he was very upset with was the troops being vented to find out if they had any ties or how they voted. You know what? These men and women take an oath when they become members of the National Guards, just like they take an oath if you want to be a Marine, Navy, Coast Guard, or so on and so forth. You know, why would you go in and want to vent these men and women from our good state of Florida? So with that being said, I want to let you know, no recent crashes on the bypass. Traffic enforcement ongoing by Bradford and Florida Highway Patrol, answering a question from the audience. So we always like y'all's feedback and ask us questions. I tell you what, I'm very grateful for Bobby Payne for his communication with me and with the Florida Department of Transportation getting those speed limits dropped. And I tell you what, they're paying off. And I'm happy about it because you know what? That helps our insurance rates drop in our area. It helps keep our citizens safer. And, you know, no one likes to have that phone call of your loved one being killed in a traffic crash. So, with that being said, that's all I have, David. Back over to you. And that is the chat, your community happenings and topics. I'm Mitchell Gunner, and we'll be right back after this message.
Schuster and Sabin is the leading firm in Florida with 8 offices from the Panhandle to the Florida Keys to handle your claims for personal injury, workplace violations, and PIP claims for medical professionals. Visit us online at www.piplaw.com or call 24 hours a day at 877-511-7829. Schuster and Sabin Law Offices for all your legal needs.
And now, with the latest national and international updates, here is Your World Report with Byron Bagwell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, infidels and children of all ages. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about what's going on with the nation today. I wanted to start off with a little bit of information on what executive orders our new president has issued. To start off with, Joe Biden has issued a series of executive orders canceling not only the Keystone XL pipeline, but he's also issued some orders with allowing transgender back into our military. He's also issued orders stating that the border wall fence has been shut down. He's issued orders about some things that are going on with basically stopping. He's not allowing people from South Africa to come back into the United States. He stopped that. And I don't know if everybody remembers this or not, but when Donald Trump stopped people from coming into this country from South Africa, you know what that was said about that. Joe Biden called him a xenophobe and a racist for it. So now he's done the exact same thing that Donald Trump did in the same situation that Donald Trump was in. The other thing that our wonderful new president has admitted is that he basically has no plans that can stop COVID-19, which he swore up and down he had when he was running for election. Our military has been disrespected, as Mitchell Gunner hit on. We actually had a group of military members actually being housed in a garage that was open with basically one restroom, and it was a large number of them, 5,000. And we had the First Lady bake them cookies and bring them to them. And that's all we heard from certain parts of the from the mainstream media is the First Lady brought these people cookies. Yeah, while they were sitting outside freezing to death. Now, I have a particular affinity for the military because if you don't know me, you won't know this. My father served in the military for 32 years, and as a matter of fact, the majority of that was in the National Guard. And I find that utterly disrespectful and quite honestly infuriating. Now, there's been all sort of issues and people saying all this and that and the other about it. There is no excuse for keeping those military members outside of our Capitol buildings and in something like a garage. None at all. It disrespects the memory of every single military member that has ever served, and it definitely insults the military members that are serving now. I have the privilege of working with 2 of those people on a weekly basis, twice a week, and most of the time more than that. David, what do you think about that? What do you think about them doing that to our military service?
There's no doubt about it. You hit it right on the head. Lydia hit it. Mitchell hit it as well. Look, at the end of the day, the military is the one that's out there protecting our rights and our freedoms and our liberties. Not only from, as I've always said, Byron, from international terrorism, but domestic terrorism as well, as you have seen here in the past couple of years, what's been going on in our great nation. So to be treated like that, I think is very disrespectful to the military, to anybody, like you said, that served in the past, that's serving in the present. I've always told you, and I think Dave Holland will agree, hey, if right now, and I'm being serious, and I know who our commander-in-chief is right now, but if he called me right now and told me that I needed to go back, I would. Do you know why? Because I love this country and I love all of you in it.
No, yes.
And I respect what our military stands for. And if he was to call me back today and says, David, I need you to go do something, by golly, where do I sign?
That's right. And plus, on top of it, he is the commander-in-chief, right?
Yes, he is.
He's the commander-in-chief, right?
Yep.
But the oath you take is not to the commander-in-chief.
No, it is
the
not.
oath the military members take is to the Constitution, which is our protection from
what I just said.
What's going on right now? Yeah. I mean, so it disturbs me greatly. It disturbs people who have served. It disturbs especially the spouses and the children of military families to see things like this going on. We talked about having unity in this country, and we were going to unite. That is not going to unite anybody. That is going to further divide this country, and it is an unwise act.
Yeah, Raymond No brings up a good point, Byron. My oath never expires, and it never will. Your dad's never expires. We talk about the military every time we get together. And, hey, he was proud to serve. He's still proud of serving. He's going to serve until however old he gets, and God rest his soul. We lay him to rest. That's just the way he is. That's the way he was built. And that's the way your dad looks at things, as we all should as military members. And Raymond No's got exactly right.
No, it never expires. I wanted to bring that up briefly. I didn't want to dwell on it too much because I'm going to get extremely emotional about this. I'm going to end up saying things I don't need to say. So I'm going to move to a statement that was issued by one of the Teamsters on the cancellation of the XL pipeline. A Teamster is a union member who actually works in this area. Mm-hmm. The Teamsters strongly oppose yesterday's decision, and we would urge the administration to reconsider it. This executive order does not just affect the U.S. Teamsters, it hurts our Canadian brothers and sisters as well who are working on this project. It will reduce good-paying union jobs that allow workers to provide a middle-class standard of living for their families. America needs access to various forms of energy that can keep its economy running in the years ahead. This decision will hurt that effort. Going forward, we expect the President to boost U.S. workers by allowing them to come together and negotiate for better wages, benefits, and retirements security, and his administration pushes forward with policies that grow good-paying jobs that will support American families. The Teamsters know that President Biden is a friend to workers. The President's last words and deeds have shown that is true. This union looks forward to working together with him on the policies and programs that create good-paying jobs with a strong labor standard. Now, I do want to say one thing. The last part of that is not quite right. The last part of that said that his actions were untrue, because I've actually heard this guy make that speech. So, look, you immediately basically cancel out 11,000 jobs by doing that. 200 people were fired on the spot. Those people were told by Pete Buttigieg, who is now in Biden's administration, that they can just go find other union jobs. Well, I'm sorry. People that have been working for 20 years in the oil industry are not just going to go find different jobs without skills. So they're not going to find jobs for a while. They have to be retrained. What do their families do if they expect? I mean, we're not talking about low-paying jobs. Most of these people make $75,000, $85,000, $95,000 a year.
Yes.
We're not talking about somebody that can go even to a $15 an hour minimum wage job at McDonald's and make as much money as they were making. People are going to lose their homes. They're going to lose their vehicles. They're going to lose their standard of living. It's just not a wise idea in two different ways, not only because of the human aspect of it, but if you look at this in a realistic aspect. I understand that people have a problem with oil because they associate it with polluting the environment. The problem with shutting all of this off right now is that we do not have the capability to do the same things with electric power, solar power, well, which is electric power. It converts it into electric power, or any of the battery power, or any of these other things that they're talking about replacing oil with. So what you have is you have a gap in between when the technology will come out from this green new energy that they're talking about, and now until we can do things like fly DC-10s or fly our military aircrafts with green energy. Oil has to stay until we can prove that we can do these sort of things. It just makes no logical sense to do this right now. This to me is to actually slap down the oil industry. And I'm going to be honest with you, everything he's done has reversed things that President Trump has done. It's like thing by line by line by line, he's slapping everything down that President Trump did. It's like they have a vendetta.
Byron, I want to ask you a question in regards to what you just said.
Sure.
And maybe the viewers can chime in on this as well. You know, we were just talking about those layoffs that you were talking about, those high-paying jobs that is skilled just for that particular field.
That's correct.
And, hey, let's go retrain, go retrain these people. Well, wait a minute now. You just laid off, what was it, 150,000? Is that what it's, what's the actual number, Mike?
The actual number from the XL pipeline by itself is 11,000.
11,000, okay.
They actually...
Auxiliary, ancillary layoffs totaling about 25,000.
About 25, okay, at this point. Okay, and how many on the wall? Another 8, 9?
The totals are somewhere between 50 and 60.
Okay, 50 and 60. And I got to ask you a question. On top of the 40 million that's already unemployed, we're going to just keep laying people off, right? And we're going to, I know COVID had a lot to do.
Sure.
And it's attributed to that.
Sure.
And we know probably the insides of what really happened there, but it's attributed to COVID. All these 40 million people that don't have a job. But now you're going to go ahead and, like I said, I wouldn't do it now. If you're going to do it later when we can go, like you said, on solar energy or whatever other energies are out there. But right now, you're going to lay off people on top of people that are already working. It makes no sense to me, bro.
No, it makes no sense. And when you have the nerve to come on national TV and tell somebody they can retrain,
that's.
Okay, I am sorry, Pete Buttigieg, you are not a tyrant. Because guess what? There are people out there that want to work in those professions. That is their chosen line of work because they like working in it. And to tell them that they need to retrain in something else and find another job because you want to destroy an industry, we need to take a serious look at our government and let them know that, look, this isn't just about what you think is right, because people have the right to self-governance.
Right.
If they choose not to work in a different field than the oil field, and you're destroying that, you're destroying livelihoods, and you're destroying the basis of which this country was founded on. And when I see things like that, I start thinking in layers. It upsets me greatly to hear things like that because guess what? You're free in this country to go make what you can of yourself. And if you choose to go make something out of yourself in the oil industry, why can't you? Can somebody please tell me what is going to stop you? And if I hear somebody say this utter absurdity about climate change, I'm going to challenge them once again, and nobody's ever been able to do this. Tell me how you control the entire climate of this earth to prove that climate change is not just man-made climate change, is not just a theory. Because you can't. It's political nonsense from scientists who are being paid to say these things, to control us. There's all sort of evidence out there you can go find, like the letters from the person who started all of that on his deathbed, what he wrote about it. He said there was no evidence for it at all.
Right. Byron, there were some great comments up there. If we can get our illustrious director to pull him back up. Lydia Morris says it's going to get worse. This is just the beginning.
Yes, it is.
So, Jamie Clemens, we are already feeling in just a short time disposal costs for electric car batteries is stupid expensive and not environmentally friendly.
And I am glad that both of y'all brought this up. Donald Stevens says lithium mines are much more destructive.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the picture of a pipeline, and then you look at a picture of a lithium mine, they make batteries out of now, you're going to notice something. Nature starts growing around pipelines, especially in the north, because they have to be heated. It provides a sanctuary for Mother Nature's creatures, because guess what? It melts the snow. Right. The grasses grow, they come eat the grass. Now, are there accidents with pipelines? Sometimes there are. Are there accidents with lithium mines? I guarantee you they are. Let me ask this other question, which nobody can ever seems to want to mention. How do you power batteries? Where do you get the energy to power batteries from? Coal. The answer is coal.
Yeah.
Now, we can say the windmills will do it. Well, when they put a windmill in Martha's Vineyard in front of these politicians' homes, then I will start believing they're serious about putting windmills everywhere. If you've never seen one, they are gigantic.
Yes, they are.
They kill all sort of wildlife, birds in particular. Mm-hmm. They break down. They use, guess what? They use oil inside these windmills.
Yeah.
It's bloviated nonsense. There's your word of the day, bloviated. It's bloviated nonsense. So, it's not right to do what they're doing. And I'm going to bridge that into the next little segment I'm going to do. And my next segment is going to go over something that is going on now in our Senate. We have an unconstitutional attempt to impeach a president who is not sitting. I want you to listen to this. I haven't done this in a while, but I want you to listen to this right here. This is taken out of our founding document that started our government. Let's see. Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right, because I wanted to hit a couple of things right here that Lydia said. Yeah, Lydia said expect gas prices to go up, 20 to 25 cents. So Lydia, they already have.
It's going up,
and it's even going to go up more than that. Don't be surprised by the end of this year if gas prices, unless something's done to fix what he's already done, that gas prices aren't going to be $5-6 a gallon. And then you know what happens there, Dave and Michael and everybody else that's listening? That means the price of commodities go up. You know why? Because these truckers got to deliver them, right? Fuel now is out the roof. So guess who all that comes back to? The consumer. That all comes back to the consumer, every bit of this. And a gallon of milk, Dave, when gas prices are $5 or $6 a gallon, milk is going to be $6 and $7 a gallon as well. Just mark my word. Everything goes up when fuel or any other thing, any other big time commodity that we use like that helps serve the United States and all of us goes up. So be prepared that those prices are going to come back on us. Got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Byron, you want to take it?
All right. Anthony W. Terry Jr., date of birth 4/1/1980 of Keystone Heights, was arrested in the area of North Cherry Street and Jackson Street after he attempted to lure several small children into his car. When unable to lure the kids into his vehicle, Terry attempted to grab two of the children who ran away. Neighbors and parents confronted Terry at the scene and were able to keep him in the area until law enforcement arrived. Terry was taken into custody by the officers of the Stark Police Department and arrested for multiple charges, including luring and enticing children under the age of 13, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, threats to kill law enforcement, disorderly intoxication, and loitering and prowling. Terry will be booked into the Bradford County Sheriff's Department, where he will be held pending his first appearance. That happened 20 minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen.
So we were the first to break it right here, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the spot with David Rodgers, as Mr. Bagwell is doing a fine job giving some points here on his segment within the world news. Again, we have the breaking news always for you guys right here, Byron.
All right. I'm having an issue finding the part about what Congress does in an impeachment, but that's all right. I'll find it in a little bit because it all comes out of Article 1 of the Constitution. I want to describe what happens to you in an impeachment. First and foremost, and I'm going to prove this with the second part of my introduction to this. When Congress decides to impeach a president, there are certain things that have to happen. And one of those things that has to happen is there has to be witnesses and there has to be testimony in Congress to forward an impeachment. Then what happens is the congressmen decide if they're going to impeach a president. Okay, notice what I just said. They're going to decide if they're going to impeach a president. Can be done to congressmen, can be done to senators, can be done to judges. Very rarely has that ever happened because there's ways to get rid of congressmen and senators without that, using that. So after that happens, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a hint how many political games are being played in Washington, D.C. right now. The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, they shall be on oath of affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. Judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to the removal from office and the disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States, but the party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to law. Let me read this again. Judgment in these cases of impeachment shall not extend further than removal from office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor. He's not a sitting president.
No, he's not.
According to this document, so you know that this is the United States Constitution. There's another page of it so you can see it. You cannot impeach a private citizen. This goes far beyond anybody's hatred for Donald Trump or any reason that these just outright political hacks, I'm going to use that word instead of using the word that I really wanted to use, could have ever impeached him for. This goes to this document. What they are doing is they are causing a constitutional crisis. What they also are doing is they are opening the door if the Republicans ever do take control of the Congress and Senate back, for any living president to be impeached, when that happens, I tell you what, when this happens, I'm going to put, if this happens, which it shouldn't, okay, I am going to push every single one of my representatives to impeach every single living Democrat president. Some of them for treason, because I know they can prove treason in one of their cases, because they aided and abetted an enemy of this country. Now, I want something else to everybody to listen to one other thing and think about this. And notice there is a part of this that's conspicuously missing from the Senate. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside.
Yep.
Where is Chief Justice Roberts? You're not hearing anything about this from the media because he said he's having no part of this, because he knows that it's unconstitutional. They are wasting our taxpayer dollars. Period. Number one, for the reasons that we just said. Number two, there have been 45 Republican congressmen, or senators, excuse me, that have said that this is an unconstitutional impeachment, and they will vote no on basically this sham. That ends it right there, because they have to have a what? Just read it. A two-thirds majority. So they're going to push this on and waste taxpayers' money. They did this one time, now they're wasting our money again.
Can I break that down even into more terms, Byron?
Sure.
They need 17 Republicans to flip it.
And they're not getting 17.
And they're not getting 17 Republicans
to flip this.
No.
Number two, I said this on Facebook, so those of you who are my Facebook friends, and I also said the one that I just said, but I have a little warning for you Democrats. With all the talk in the media of there being no widespread election fraud, that it can't be proved, I want to tell everybody a little bit of something. There is a difference between evidence and proof. That evidence was never heard by hardly any courts at all of any standing. You go ahead and push it. There are already multiple Republican senators who said that if this continues, they will take all of the evidence from the election fraud that they have, and they will try it in front of the United States in Senate. I would highly suggest that the Democrats understand, and Chuck, you can play all sort of little games you want to and set all sort of rules you want to, but it is in the articles of impeachment about Donald Trump making speeches about election fraud and stirring up what they call sedition, which is nonsense. Right. There's also proof saying that he had no part of it. You're going to shoot your own foot off. Because if the American public, the whole American public, because it will be on C-SPAN, the whole American public actually starts hearing some of the evidence that's actually out there, whether they can prove it or not, it's going to cast even more doubt on this election that just happened. So if you want unity, my suggestion is that somebody get in Chuck Schumer's ears, like President Biden, and you tell him to knock the silliness off.
Right.
I'm telling you, if they do end up somehow impeaching him, it throws our country into a constitutional crisis, because this Article 1 about impeachment no longer means a single thing.
How can they impeach him if they're going to have to create another article? They're going to have to amend another article for them to be able to impeach him, and they can't do that. Right here, what Noah said right here. If they impeach a private citizen, forget that word. It's no longer an impeachment.
They're going to come after all of us. They're going to come after me for saying the things I do on the spot. Look, I'm going to tell everybody this. There's another thing that nobody's talking about that they are setting themselves up for. Donald Trump is not an idiot. No matter how much the left want to call him an idiot, he is not an idiot. Okay? The thing that's going to happen if he is impeached is he is going to ignore it. He's going to run anyway. When they say he cannot run, he is literally going to sue the living bejesus out of it, take it all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is going to go, it was an illegal impeachment. The Democrat Party owes him this money. That's what's going to happen. Because the Chief Justice, one of the requirements in our Constitution, isn't even setting for this.
Right.
They have a person that's sitting in that chair who has been known cavorter with Chinese agents. There's ties to him to the Chinese. So, look, knock it off. This is ridiculous. All you're doing is cementing the divide in this country. That's all you're doing.
That's a great topic, Byron. I tell you, we've got the roundtable coming up. That's where we take some phone calls, by the way. So great job on your segment tonight. You got into a lot of great information. So what do we got coming up, B?
Well, that's about it for my World Report. I'm Byron Bagwell. All of you infidels know that. The team will be right back after this message.
All right, welcome back. Hey, everybody, I'm glad you enjoyed the show so far. I had Mitchell with a lot of great information, Byron with a lot of great information. My name is David Rodgers. It's time for the Roundtable Recap, and I'm joined by my brothers from another mother, Mitchell and Byron. I was going to go Mitchell, Byron.
Speaking of mothers, that cake smells good.
Oh. Yeah, can we show that cake? Sure. Just at least show it. So, the phone line is now open. The number is 904-458-7588. If the line is busy, you can leave a message and we'll read your message on the air. You can also try to call back if you wish. All right, phone lines are going to be open right here. We got Mr. Mitchell Gunner, Mr. Byron Bagwell joining me. And, hey, again, phone lines are open. 904. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's a butter pecan cake, right?
Sorry, Mom, I didn't have time. Yes, it's butter pecan cake. I did not have time to pull the toothpicks out. Sorry.
That's all right. Hey, thank you again, Shirley, for what you do for all of us here. You are a wonderful person, man. I'll tell you what. That's why I've gained all that weight.
I tell you what, that's going to taste really good after those tacos.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, maybe so. I was just going to say that salad that you get. Again, phone lines are open, 904-458. Yes, it is, 7588. Want to give you an update on that story that you read, Byron. All the kids are safe from in that report. So, thank you, Mike. Yeah, so you can ask some questions about that. Jamie Clemens says Paris Climate Accord is a way to funnel money to politicians. Solar fields sound good, but they remove the trees which produce our oxygen.
Very, very good.
Another thing on the little comment on that, I didn't mention that tonight, but it also reduces our GDP.
Yeah.
And it also causes problems with our stock market. And they can say what they want to. They can make up all sort of phony. No, it doesn't. It does.
You're exactly right. Again, you're at the Roundtable Recap. Byron Bagwell, myself, and Mitchell Gunner. The phone line is open. You got just a few minutes. Looking for a caller, 904-458-7588. If the line is busy, you can leave a message and we'll read your message on the air. You can also try to call back if you wish. You can talk about anything that you want in this discussion right here. If you got problems at home, if there's something that you need us to research, whatever it is, hey, won't you make that call right now? 904-458-7588. Waiting on the first caller. I did have a question there. I know I had to give up my phone right there. Did you see it? It was from Edwin Petiprin. He says, what's going on with the solar panels out here off of 100? Do you know what that's going to be for? Does anybody know what that's going to be for? Michael, do you have an... Okay.
Yeah. It is a solar panel farm, correct?
It is a solar panel farm, yeah. I've seen upwards of 75 to 100 units out there.
That is correct. As a matter of fact, just so you all know, On the Spot broke the story about the solar panels
We
2
did.
months ago. That this was going to be one of the panels, one of the solar farms that was being put in North Florida. Union County was going to host one of them, another one going in Nassau County, and there's 2 others planned in southwestern Alachua County, another one over in Gilchrist County. So this is just the fruition of what was planned and discussed On the Spot with David Rodgers several months ago. They're going to see an expansion of the solar program as we go through the next, probably next couple of years.
I have a question.
Sure.
If anybody knows this, is that electricity staying local, or is it being shipped out like they do with all the electricity that comes from those wind farms?
Now that I could not.
Yeah, that I don't know.
See-
Maybe that's something we can have Mitchell research. Mitchell, let's let Mitchell research that, Dave.
The only reason I asked that question is because I know where the majority of the energy from wind farms in Oklahoma come from, because I'm out in Oklahoma at least once a year and I talk to people. Most of that energy does not stay in Oklahoma. What they do is they actually put it through wires and send it to California, is what they do with it.
Right.
There you go. Hey, phone lines are open, Mitchell. Read off that phone number, Mitchell.
You can call us at 904-458-7588.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, let's make it interesting. We haven't had a caller right now. Let's say the very first caller that we get, $10 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill.
Hey, where's
First
my
caller.
phone at?
Where's your phone? Well, wait a minute.
Speaking
Yeah,
of phones,
speaking of phones, hey, first caller gets a $10 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill. That number is 904-458-7588. As we look for our first caller, breaking news. Bradford County deputies and fire and rescue are on the scene of a crash on Southwest County Road 225 at Southwest 68th Lane, east of the Samson City Baptist Church. Minor injuries. Just avoid that area for a little bit. As our wonderful first responders, and I'll put them up against anybody, Bradford County, we got the best, Mitchell, at that. I do believe.
I believe so as well. I tell you what, they have been busy. They've been staying up on the calls.
Yep.
You can come to a county commission meeting and you can hear the response when Mr. Parrish gives his reports, how well they're responding. And I tell you what, they're doing really great over there.
Yeah, we've got a great team headed up by one of our great friends and a guy that comes on the show. Maybe we can get him on the show. That's, our very own Sheriff Gordon
right.
Smith and his great staff. They do. Oh, look who we got. Who do we have on the line? Hey, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. Who do we have on the line?
Hello.
Who do we have on the line?
Hi.
Hi. Hey, is this Sharon Petiprin?
Yes, how'd you know?
How did I know? Well, I'm going to I cheated a little bit. Caller ID.
Caller ID, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd like a $10 gift certificate
Hey, you got it. Hey.
at the Downtown Grill.
Yes, ma'am. You beautiful lady. I'm going to
especially
get
like their grilled shrimp salad.
Oh,
They're good.
yes, we all like that.
For
They're good.
them.
Yes, ma'am. We will definitely get you that $10 gift card. If you'll send your address to Michael, or you can come by here and get it, I'll make sure I get it for you.
Private message us.
Private message us or whatever. Yeah, private message me.
Or
Better yet, on the
I
spot.
have no idea where you guys are.
well, actually, I'll go ahead and tell you that we're broadcasting from the beautiful downtown Call Street area in Stark. But if you want to get a hold of us, we can mail the information to you. You can send us an email at onthespot32091@gmail.com and let us know, and then we'll get it in the mail to you. Or if you prefer to join us one evening, we can do that as well.
Hey, how about that, Sharon?
I'll send a private message to David.
All righty, that sounds
With my
great.
address.
All right, do
That
you?
okay?
Yes, ma'am. Is there anything
Okay.
you want to talk
Thank
about, Miss
you.
Sharon? Is there anything that you want to talk about that we spoke on the show today, or any concerns that you may have?
No, everything's good except they got the wrong president.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely, but there's, I love Byron's political exposés and
Thank
the
you.
things he has just said. And
We love him too.
something happen.
Yes,
that will
ma'am.
make us make a better country. Get Donald Trump back in there somewhere. If he starts a third party called the Patriots, I'll join.
There are a lot of people that are talking about
Yeah.
a third party.
Yeah.
And the only problem with running a third party is what's going to happen is you're not going to have anybody in the Congress and the Senate.
Correct.
You will have one person if he starts something in 4 years. It's going to be really hard to get that much together to actually get people in the Congress and Senate. Donald Trump could run as a third party candidate. And more than likely what would happen is it would split the electoral college votes so much that one of the things that would happen would be that nobody would reach the total that they needed to become president. Then what you have is you have them use the 12th Amendment and the states would actually vote for who would be president.
Right.
I really believe that would happen if he ran again. I don't believe that's going to happen. From my understanding, from my esteemed colleague, he said he was going to stay in the Republican Party.
Yeah, he had mentioned today that he was not going to venture out and start another party, that he was going to stay with the Republican Party. And I think he also looked at it this way. I think he's also was afraid of maybe the Democrats would still be able to control the Senate if he did start a party, and other senators and congressmen want to join that party as well. And I tell you, the Congress is one thing, but when you get to the Senate, it's a totally different thing because they are the ones that go by and they approve everything from the House.
I want to ask Sharon a question. Sharon, I hear some names, and I brought them to my esteemed colleagues here. Heard a couple of names. What do you think about this running for president in 2024? How about a Ted Cruz or a Ron DeSantis?
I can already tell you what I think about Ted Cruz because I didn't vote for Donald Trump in the primary.
I did not either.
I voted for Ted Cruz.
I did as well.
I will have absolutely no problem with Ted Cruz as a presidential candidate. Now, that being said, if Donald Trump runs again as a Republican, Ted Cruz will not win the nomination.
No.
Right.
No, he won't.
So, and I think...
What do you think about DeSantis? What do you think? If Trump doesn't run?
If Trump decides not to run... Here's the thing. I don't believe that there will not be a Trump running in 2024. If Donald Trump himself doesn't run, Junior will.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Or his daughter.
Yeah, hey, that's a possibility.
And I like DeSantis.
You like DeSantis?
Did you hear me?
Did you like DeSantis?
Ed and I both like DeSantis, yes.
I like Ron DeSantis, too.
I think he's a straight shooter.
He's been a really good governor. He really has been. And I wanted to, you just basically gave me something else that I had time I was going to mention. Okay, so we have a press secretary now that is saying that Ron DeSantis is lying about what the federal government is doing with the vaccine for COVID. That is not true.
Yeah.
What Ron DeSantis...
I don't care what you say. Somebody's going to come out and say you're lying.
Well, Ron DeSantis has basically come out and made a statement about this, and what he's saying is yes, we haven't used all of the vaccine for the people that is necessary. We do need more vaccines because we're going to give the second dose of these vaccines to the people that were supposed to get it in the first dose in the first place, the elderly, the first responders, people like that, so they have enough vaccine to actually give them the second dose. They're asking for more vaccine so they can start giving first doses to more people. It's part of that of a little political game they play political football with the nonsense.
Well, you may not realize, but a lot of people don't think it's safe for them personally to get the vaccine, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I have 2 health conditions that they might not even let me have it if I tell them about it.
That's exactly right. Yes, ma'am.
There are others that just don't feel it's been tested enough that it's safe to just go get it.
That's me.
Hey,
honestly, that's me.
Hey, Sharon, I got an update on that breaking news that we got over in Samson City.
Byron, you don't want to get it either?
No, ma'am.
Are you the one that said that?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I do not want to get the vaccine either. An untested vaccine after 2 or 3 months. No, no, thank you.
Right,
I feel the same way as Byron.
Yeah, I feel the same
Well,
way
I
as
don't
well.
get a flu shot for the same reason.
Now,
I
please,
get sick every time.
please, everybody.
And I've had no illness for, this is my second year. I've not been sick at all. And I think that's from staying away from others. Staying
Yes, ma'am.
home, you know.
Hey, Sharon, we've got another call. We've got another call coming in. Thank you for
Okay, that's fine.
for tuning in.
Bye.
We'll get to your question here in just a second. Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate it.
While we're getting to the next caller, I wanted to say that what we're saying about not taking that vaccine should not affect your decision if you've already decided to take it. If you feel comfortable taking that is your choice.
Right.
Okay? I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from taking it. I just don't personally
Right.
feel comfortable doing it.
Update on that Samson City crash over there. The car flipped over, but the driver was able to get out on their own. Traffic is delayed throughout the area just a little bit, so excellent deal there. McKinney says he loves DeSantis. If not Trump or a Trump, then DeSantis in 2024.
Well, you know,
I like him. I think so, Byron.
the thing I like about DeSantis is he's on the ground.
Yeah.
He's going to these places that are given the vaccine, and he's there firsthand, watching how everything is being done. And I tell you, he's already said he's not going to tolerate it. No. If your area is not going to give the vaccines like they're supposed to, hey, we'll go put them in another area in the state of Florida so they're used.
What I like about DeSantis, guys, he's very personal. He's hands-on. He loves the people. Yes, he went to 2 Lake City playoff games for the Columbia Tigers football. He would have made it to Bradford. If we'd have made that next round, he was going to come and watch the Bowls and Bradford game. This is what I like about this guy, man. He's so very down to earth.
Not only is he down to earth, but anybody that will come back, bring our military back home, and say the things that he did, I have a tremendous respect for, because they are not Nancy Pelosi's pawns. He's absolutely right.
Yeah. McKinney says he's not getting the vaccine. I'm sure a lot of our viewers probably aren't getting the vaccine as well. Hey, phone lines are open. 904-458-7558. Come on. Let's see who's our next caller here. We had Sharon Petterprin on. Heard what she said. Who do you think our next caller is going to be, Byron?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Are you a mind reader?
No, but if he says something about a man bun, I might just cut the phone call off.
Archie says it came out too soon. What, the man? No, I ain't getting into that.
You put it in a man bun.
He wasn't talking about man buns. He was talking about.
He was talking about. Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Oh, Lord.
Mary says Byron run for president.
They would have to put me in a glass box. If you think Donald Trump is bad, they would have to put me in a glass box.
Yes, they would. We'd have to pull a muzzle on him.
No, you wouldn't.
So
you couldn't put a muzzle on me when I was president. Oh, I would have a field day with Nancy Pelosi and all these.
Well, I could let you do that. All right.
I would have a field day with them. Because I would actually hold press conferences and smack everything down that they say that's just blithering, bloviating.
So you would be president for exactly 22 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yeah, probably so.
All right.
Until I punch Chuck Schumer.
What's our phone line, Byron?
It is 904-458-7588.
And with that number, you can call us and ask us any type of question.
Anything.
Hey,
it don't have to be political, whatever.
Say, for instance, you know another road that's in our area that's in bad shape or causing safety concerns. Hey, call in. If you got questions regarding our federal government, call Byron. Sports.
I will be glad to talk to anybody about anything that I say about the Constitution. If I don't know it, I will find it. There are things that I can't remember because of course you can't. It's hard to remember that document like that.
Yes, it is.
And I have to go back over and read it sometimes. Yeah. There are other things that will tell you that what they're doing right now is crazy. One of them is Madison's notes on the Constitution, which I've read twice. There is anywhere in that. And I looked back over it on purpose looking for this when they talked about impeachment. It's that any of our founders ever said anything about impeaching a private citizen. It's about impeaching a sitting president or a sitting judge is really what it's about.
Well, what I like about the Constitution, it's a roadmap not to freedom. It's a roadmap to keep freedom.
Freedom, right.
This doesn't tell government what it can do. This tells government what it can't do.
Right. Phone lines are open. Last chance, 904-458-7588. Hey, guys, it's really been a great show tonight, gentlemen. Thanks for a great program. Y'all did a great job on your segments. Stay tuned, folks, because here comes Final Thoughts.
Tonight's Final Thoughts with David Rodgers brought to you by Fun Point Food and Arcade, 1100 South Walnut Street in beautiful Stark, Florida. Fun Point is an all-in-one arcade and restaurant that is bound to raise your spirits, are sure to please your taste buds, and the games will keep you entertained for hours. Fun Point Food and Arcade, 1100 South Walnut Street in Stark. Feel free to give them a call at 904-966-3380. Make a point to visit Fun Point.
Here we are back with Final Thoughts again, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all are just now tuning in, we've come to the end of the show here on a Tuesday night. Remember, on Saturday night we will be coming live to you again at 7:00 right here on Facebook. We have a great sports program coming up. Got a lot of great information. Also, don't forget that teaser question I gave you. That's for Thursday night team trivia over at the Downtown Grill. That starts at 7:30, and that question is again. What automobile rolled off the assembly line 40 years ago this week? I will say this. Some of the viewers, somebody got it right. I do know that. I do know that part of it. So, again, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. Going in some final thoughts. Guys, again, it's been a great show. I just want to, I'm not going to take too much time here. I just want to say that I appreciate everything that you guys do. Byron, appreciate your World Report, man. I think you're one of the most knowledgeable guys when it comes to this kind of stuff right here. The Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, reading about presidents, reading about our history. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when me and Byron and Mitchell and Michael and Dave, well, not Austin, but when we were going to school, well, nothing against you. We learned history. We were taught history.
That's right.
And that's why we know what we know. And this guy took it a little step further. Music degree? Hey, let's add a little politics right onto it, a little history onto it. Go ahead.
I want everybody to understand something. A very wise president once said that a nation that remains ignorant and free expects what can and never will be.
That's it.
And what he means by that is if you have a common understanding of the English language and you can read these documents. I pull my understanding from the English language in reading these documents.
Right.
Because they're written for us. They're not written for our government. They are written for us.
Right.
You may want further understanding. You can find things like the Federalist Papers.
Yep.
You can find Madison's notes on the Constitutional Convention. You can find the writings of Thomas Jefferson. He's got an autobiography that tells you just about everything.
Writings of John Jay. We can keep going and going and
it
going
goes,
and going.
It goes. Take the time to read this stuff. Even if you don't take it any further than reading our founding documents. Read our founding documents. Understand what our government can and can't do. Because we have a fundamental misunderstanding of this.
Yep.
It sounds like we have some misunderstanding on the Senate floor.
Well,
we have a misunderstanding on the Senate floor because they think this is a mutable item.
Right,
it's not.
right.
It's written in stone.
Right. So, again, thank you for the job that you do. Dave, thank you for the job that you do producing this show. Michael Heater, can't stress enough about what you do, keeping the show running and writing up a lot of our stories. Mitchell Gunner, great job on your local segment.
Sir.
We are the team of On the Spot with David Rodgers. Again, this is your show. This is for you. We're just the rudder that steers this big old vessel. You can look. It don't always have to be. If you want whatever subject that you want to talk about, give it to us. If it's cosmetics and we don't know it, we'll find somebody that does know it. Well, whatever you want to talk about. It don't always have to be. This is what our show is about. This is where we funnel our show. We can change it to whatever we want to do. And I want to just, again, thank everybody that helps put on this show. I want to thank you, the viewers, for coming on. Remember, everybody that's a first responder, anybody that's in our military, our politicians, they really, really need a lot of help right now, as Byron has alluded to it. They need to learn what this is all about, as he says right here. And I tell you, they're talking about unity. Byron, one side does one thing, the other side does another thing, and this unity never comes together. It doesn't seem. I'm hoping that if somewhere that it will. Of course, I'm an optimist. I try to see good in everything. You know what I mean? But I'm hoping that one day that we will see that.
Hey, we will at some point when people start understanding what has actually been given to them.
Yeah.
This is the greatest country on the face of the earth.
Without a doubt.
It is the freest country on the face of the earth until politicians start monkeying with it.
Right.
Okay. These documents mean everything.
Yes, it does.
They're not to be played with. You don't play with this stuff. And a lot of people will say that I am just a trumpeter, or
it's
I'm
not that,
disturbed
no.
because the orange man is out of office. It's not about that to me. I appreciated what Donald Trump did while he was in office. I thought he was a good president. This is more important than any man.
Any man, yes.
That sits in that presidency. Any man. And when they start trampling on it is when I start getting highly upset. And they're doing that right now.
If you want to see change, you call your representatives, as these guys have always said. Hey, they'll call them up, keep calling them until, hey, they'll do something eventually. Right. And I can tell you this right now. The more phone calls, the more we bug them, the more, because these guys work for you.
Right.
We don't work for them.
I will get you that. So, I will get that number on our website.
I can do that.
It's really easy to find. Yeah. There's a switchboard to the House, and you can talk to senators or congressmen through it. Call your representatives and talk to them.
Yep.
More importantly than that, call the leaders of the House and Senate and let them know how you feel. Because guess what? The Speaker of the House, who is Nancy Pelosi, is supposed to represent all Americans, not just her constituents.
That is correct.
Let her know how you feel.
Yeah. And if you are getting tired of the spin on the news, always tune in to C-SPAN.
That's
Get
it.
The truth.
All right, guys. Great show tonight. Hey, don't forget about our truck drivers, everybody that keeps America flowing. Hey, they have a job to do. They do it well. And again, God bless you guys. We're going to see you Saturday night with a great, great show. Thank you guys for tuning in on the spot. We love you guys.
Good night,
everybody.